I am very live. Look at this. It's a Saturday. There's news. We're going to talk about Saturday news. Saturday in the news. Oh, yeah. Then got the mic adjusted. Got everybody in the audience out there. Hey, everybody. Ruby Hoove is gifted a Culture Casino membership. We're already off and running. Good morning, everybody. Hope your Saturday's going well. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. It's a little self-serving. Hey, Channel Surf, Libby Priest, Dark Hierophant, Kaladin 910, Weatherman, Penny, SWG Varice, and We the North. Good morning, Canada. Jill Powers, of course. Look at all these amazing beings. And extraordinary gifties from About. We got, let's see, Ruby Hoove I mentioned, but SWG Vrice just dropped 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you. Woohoo. All right, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the news. Well, I mean, if you want news or not, it's what I got here today. It is a Saturday. It's April 5th, 5 days into the month already, 12 days away from the meetup in Vegas, and just upgraded all of us that are going to be there in our abode. Found a beautiful mid strip suite, and a little bit off the beaten path last time, and that was what I was aiming for this time, but things changed. And I just want to say thank you to those of you who make ventures like this possible. I'll be there in Vegas to meet each and every one of you that show up at the event. The event zone is bigger than it has been, and hopefully you get a chance to join us. If you're in the area or planning to travel, let me know ahead of time. I appreciate it. We got lots of folks in the house, like Sander Hammerschlag and a Caradwin. Hey, Copper Indio is here. All right. That's right. All right. I'm just not as built as he is. He's a little taller than me, too. Kind of a bummer. Usually actors aren't tall. They're usually all suffering Napoleon complex. Hey, John Wilhelm is here. Says, swap out mature for a discerning audience. Allow me the illusion of a young heart. Well, that's kind of the delusion I live in. But welcome and thanks for being here. Look at all these amazing people. Mephisto's here. He's got a show coming up later today. Coming up after this one, you get automatically redirected to the Salty Nerd podcast guys who are in Vegas, who I'm going to go hang out with. That's going to be amazing. Oh, and ladies, or even gentlemen, I don't know. That seems a little sexist, but it is more targeted at the feminine gland. Down below in the description, not only can you check out the description and leave comments and all those other things, there's also a shopping shelf if you're in the market for a Minecraft game. And I may add some other things there as well. So that's a new thing we're trying on the channel. I'm giving you shopping items tied to whatever we're talking about. So there, definitely is going to be a Minecraft down there. Maybe you want to try it. Just a thought. But it's good to see the favorite Polar Bar out there. And JWT6577. Good morning. NHL all-time goal record was tied last night. You're kidding me. Wow. I gotta tell you, that's something. Man, that's crazy. That means it's gonna be broken. That'll be insane. Or will they just leave it? They retire now and just leave it tied. I don't know. Be interesting. Jan Monroe is out there. Hello, hello, hello. The Shadow Chaser hiding from the cold. Where the heck did spring go? I know. Spring sprang, and then it decided to unsprung. It unspun its coils and took a nap. Won't be back to hot here until next week. The end of next week, actually. Crazy. 11 alphas out there. You guys are doing great today. I appreciate the support. I really, really do. Copper Indio just became a member. Thank you, Copper Indio. And the man himself, who I've been missing a lot lately, Mark Fields for 10. Culture Casino Cash says, positive vibes to you all. Positive vibes to you, my friend. I like to say I keep missing the H-Cast because of work scheduling conflict. I truly missed that show, and I absolutely love the banter. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just a bunch of guys hanging out that just love hanging out. I have to tell you, we do have some news coming up this next week, so you're going to want to tune in for sure on Tuesday. Probably news that won't break between now and then. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Got to say hi to a few more folks, so then we got to go. We got a lot to get through. Amelia Clark's Scroll Arm. The banter with Mr. H seems to go one way. Well, I tell you what, we're having fun. So no matter what the perception is out there, it's nothing but enjoyment, and it's fine. It's fine. I am the producer for the show. I'm going to get kicked around a lot. That's the whole thing there. And you know what? The show wouldn't be the same without the banter. So we got to get some more guests in there. It was great having Kevin Apollo on Thursday, man. He's brilliant. I'm going to try to have him on a few more videos on this channel if he has the time. That's the thing, is I'm trying to get all this talent and pry them away from other places. So, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. We got to get started, though, as I take another sip of coffee. We're going to start with the headline, of course, because, I don't want to bury it. And I have a feeling that this is something of a subject that more people are going to want to participate in because it just is so surprising in a good way. On that note, let's jump over to our first story of the day. And, of course, it's Minecraft, because I won't bury the headline. As you see here, Minecraft movie grips nation. The mania is crazy. Well, sort of. I mean, compared to a lot of other recent films, it's going to open bigger than we anticipated at 130 million. Warner Brothers Legendary is really, really cooking. It could be a bigger number than this. A lot of us have been talking about this. I was talking about it since I did the review. You can find the review on the channel. Well, it's not in the description yet, but I'm going to drop that in the channel so you can take a look at it. The film wasn't bad, wasn't great, wasn't bad, but it's serviceable for a family flick, especially for its target audience that's invested in this property. And of course, the ladies who like to look at Jason Momoa. He doesn't really look all that hunky in this. In fact, there are definitely moments of bromance weirdness that I mentioned in the review. But it's doing big. It's kicking the crud out of the Snow White thing. This is going to make more money, I think, in the first week than Snow White has made in its entire global earnings. Where I would say by the time we're to next weekend, this may sit near 200 million already. And let's just get into it. So the Saturday morning update is the same sensation as Barbie, according to Anthony. You did it again with Minecraft. That's right. So we're getting reports of auditoriums full of middle schoolers hooting and hollering and shouting out meme lines from the game. Kids are jumping on the seats and dancing in the aisles. Jack Black breaking out into song, which, let me tell you, I did not find good at all. I think it's terrible. I don't know what the fascination is with him outside of Peaches and maybe one or two other things that he's ever sung. I find, okay. This is not it. Peaches, peaches, peach. And there really is no song like that in this. But it's pretty wild. I mean, with the initial earnings at the, I think it was $7 or $8 million, But the Friday earnings brought it to $57 million, which means it added a big 50. And the numbers are only going to go up from there. This thing is going to, it was even bigger than that 8 million. It was 10.5. So it earned a lot. They're thinking that the window moved and adjusted to 130 million. And some other people are saying 145, 155. If it gets to 155, I'm still not surprised. This film is bigger than I anticipated, and apparently Minecraft has a bigger hold on the imagination and on gamers than I thought. They're going to sell even more merch. This is going to embarrass Disney in a way that I don't think they've been embarrassed in a really long time. I am on purpose wearing my Criticless hat because today I will be writing my review on Criticless. That'll be up there by tonight for this particular film, which will allow me to go through all 6 pages of my notes that I didn't fit into my review when I was speaking off the cuff. So overall, though, if you are looking for a big number, well, this is it. This beats out the counter programming for Barbie, which was Oppenheimer at 82.4 million. If it exceeds 146.3, it's going to be the biggest video game movie ever. It's going to go past Mario Brothers, which would be really surprising to me, and a 3-day start. A walk-up business was high. 57% of the ticket purchasing was done on the same day and not in pre-sales. That tells me pre-sales were a little higher than anybody had ever revealed. This is getting a lot of people that don't normally go to movies. So congratulations to them. It only gets a B+ cinema score because it isn't a good movie. It's an okay movie. It's not bad. It's just very targeted to one audience. So, and this is kind of why I approached my review the way that I did. If you're an adult and you're being dragged to this, if you're a grandparent and you're being dragged to this, first of all, it's not the worst film you've ever seen, but it's hitting its targets, and that's all it has to do, especially for the real fans of the game. So moving forward, I think that, you just have to know what your audience wants and deliver it. And this film really does. Outside of a few homoerotic moments, I think I'm deep enough in the show I can say that word. It is aimed perfectly at the 8 to 15-year-olds that were sitting in that audience. The 3D business PLFs and IMAX are about 15% of all ticket sales, and I'm not surprised by that either. Let's see. Let's take a look at people having Minecraft parties, dressing up as Steve. That looks like there's at a McDonald's. You got all kinds of stuff, companion advertising going along with it. You get a Happy Meal. This is wild stuff to me. But this may save Pam Abdi and Michael DeLuca's jobs. At least that's some of the scuttlebutt out there. I don't know that it will. But this film is about to hit hard. So there's that. My thoughts on the movie, I said I've already done a review, but I mean, it hits its target market in a big way. And guess what? Men drive movies. Sorry, ladies. It's the truth demographically. It just when you have these fun bro movies, you're going to get a lot of dudes and they're going to spend a lot of money. So, all right, let's get over to your thoughts on this. I don't think any of you will be surprised. I mean, we've been talking about where this was going to go for a while, but you guys, your comments are really what drives the show. So, yay team. Let's get to the first super duper chat from our buddy Mark Fields. It looks like. Let me see if I can get there. I don't know where it went. That's weird. Okay, come on. Come on, EV Max. There he is. Mark Fields for $1.99 says, I'm just happy for the theaters. I'm thrilled. And that's actually the best perspective. Well done, Mark. They needed it. They've been getting their clock cleaned. I mean, and not in a gentle way. It's been really rough on theater owners, especially the mom and pop shops. But the chains, the regionals and the big boys, they've been slapped around. A lot of the new investment that they're going into is the higher quality PLF style theaters. I think Valiant Renegade talked about that last Sunday. Um, but he's right. I mean, that's where the money should be going, is into a better theater experience. The industry, the studios are trying to sell that idea that that's why movies haven't been doing so well, is because it's not a satisfying or positive experience. Thank you, Weatherman, for gifting a CultureCasino membership. Two, actually, over on Rumble. I appreciate it. Well done. It looks like there's one more out there parked for somebody who's not a member. Weatherman, thank you for that. But you know, it's not the theater's fault. Yes, creating a good film viewing experience is important, but there's something like that. You need good material. It's a partnership, and hopefully the studios are taking that away from CinemaCon, and they should. Dark Hierophant says, and I'm guessing it's not pushing woke crap. There isn't any. I didn't observe any of that outside of the casting process. But I didn't mind terribly much. It's a fairly well balanced add-on cast, I would call them. Jason Momoa, Jack Black were the draw. The other three were, there for, well, diversity, but it didn't read that way. And there was a couple moments of girl power, but to be fair, it was power for everybody. So none of it read like it was woke. None of it read like it was neo-Marxist. And the lines were just dumb enough, and some of the language was just dumb enough that, this could have been from any era, which is strange because it read kind of 1980s to me. So, which makes sense, I guess. They look like a gay couple at times. Steve and Momoa's character, which was the garbage man, because apparently he was the master of a video game called something Garbage Man something. Anyway. So there's that. I want to say thank you to Angelo Richter, who celebrates 20 months of membership, saying happy weekend, all. Happy weekend to you, Angela, and thank you for all your support. Boys and girls will watch this. Amanda, you are so right. And again, it's to the girls that play this game, and there are many that play Minecraft. It's going to read well. I mean, it's just going to read well for anybody 8 and up. To be fair, 18 to 15, I think, is the heart of this. You're going to have a few older gamers that have been playing Minecraft for a while that are going to be plugged into this game, but the rambunctiousness definitely comes out of the children. So the younger generation. Captain Phantom Nerd out there playing greeting guy. Good to see you, my man. Jimmy Hook says, I'll bet you Dark Stalker Night Wolf 3 is being butthurt about it. Why? And thank you, Angelo Richter, for a CultureCasino membership. I appreciate it. Gary the Seaman just became a sponsor through that particular gifty. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Caveat Ties is out there along with Victor LaFontaine. Or just Fontaine. I like to add the law. Good morning, everybody. You are great. Commander Ed Straker is Shadow. Happy Saturday. Imagine that folks, I'm using the old pronunciation of folks, show up when YouTube gives you semi-timely notifications. Hey, I appreciate that. I guess the stream, I was a little late putting up the stream, but it's still got Carl here. Good morning, Carl. Look, this is going to be a movie that does really well, and that's good. It's very good. The Glancaner, good to see you. A crap movie beat a crap movie. Hooray. There's a reason why Gen Z lost all interest in cinema. If we had to consume the same crap when we were teens, in the cinema would have died in the 90s. I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm still technically Gen X. I came in right after boomers ended. So there's that, but no creating. No creating. Did I spell April wrong? Oh, culture, you're fired. It's all right. Just a typo. Travis, what's going on? Lick, smash, button like. There you go. Thank you. John Wilhelm says Jack Black, like whoopee cushion. Never appropriate, but kids love them. Yeah, I know. It is crazy. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. So it's basically Barbie for boys. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you know what? That's 11 Alpha nailed it. Barbie, but for boys. Barbie's for boys now. No, can't say that. But can say this. That's true. DK Bones. Glad the kids are going to be in theaters. Me too. Look, you have to build the habit. You have to have some nostalgia. You have to really appreciate going to movies. We had dumb movies too. Let's not lie. That we went to in droves that kind of drove the theater in the doldrums in the slow times. Mike Myers kind of fare and such. We need people going to the theaters. Jimmy Hook says, just wondering who here knows Darkstalker Nightwolf 3. He's a constant troublemaker around these parts. I didn't know that. But we like trouble. Tobak was gifted a membership by the Weatherman. Weatherman's busy over on the Green Machine. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Mary is here. Gifted a membership over there. That's great stuff. Mr. Scott Westbrook is huge on the gifties. Gives 5 Culture Casino gifts over on the tube side. So thank you. Yeah, 1 month and welcome back. Welcome back. And I just want to say thanks to Scott. Scott supports a lot of channels. Thanks again, Scott, for those 5 Culture Casino memberships. That's right. We're going green, Angela. We're going green. All green. Make the chat all green. Be a member. All right. Who else is out there? Jill's out there doing her wrench thing. Caledon 910, one of the greatest radio stations on the planet, says the cinema is the town. The cinema in the town near me burned down. Holy cow. The owner took the insurance money and moved on. Oh, that's sad. I think the only recent fire at a theater I've heard of anywhere near me was at one of the few that used to be a $1 theater that ended up becoming like a $5 theater. $5 movies. It's gone. Popsicle, what's going on? And Morgan King, good morning. Juliet from across the pond. Good to see you, dear. Man, I got a lot of lady wrenches. Woohoo! The ladies love culture. I don't know if that's true, but I'd like to think so. Victor Fontaine found all of the emojis. Holy cow. Caveat Ties is out there. Eav is in the house. Good afternoon, dear. Hope you're doing well. And the Glancaner says, we treat teenagers like infants. We do. Yeah, when we grew up, or when I was growing up, I did everything. Rode my bike to and from school or walked. I was out at all hours until the streetlights came on, because you had to be home by the time the streetlights came on. Was a latchkey kid for the most part. Took care of my siblings when everybody got home from school. Stuff like that happened. Made snacks. kind of just I had to have a life by myself. We need that for kids to be more independent. So that's a problem, says the Glankener. Kids need some gritty stuff too. Not everything has to be infantile. I agree with you. There is actually a little bit of grit in this, but it's still super fun, and it's something that I think the theaters really needed. So Just Nita's here. Great to see you, Just Nita, saying Minecraft was really great and surprisingly funny. Loved it. That's wonderful. Like I said, I'm one of those people that I'm like, look, if this movie has an audience, that's great. If it's not me, that's okay too. Barbie was not for me, despite the pink Criticless hat that I'm wearing right now. By the way, check out Criticless. I'm not getting there as often as I need to review movies, but you should, because there's lots of great people and thoughts in Criticless. People like Jonas J. Campbell is in there. Drunk 3PO is in there. In fact, there's a whole show based on film on Drunk 3PO's Basement. So you should check out that channel and that show and my friends on that show, because basically this is a panel full of my friends over there, which is great. Mark Daly's here. I grew up in a town where there was nothing to do but watch movies. So glad I left. That place must be heck now. Well, probably is. Probably is. Sander Hammerschlag, one of the long-time supporters of the channel for 23 months, says the first $1 billion movie of the year? I think it's going to come in just shy of $1 billion, but if it makes $1 billion, I won't be surprised. A lot of it's going to depend on momentum and whether or not people want to see it more than once. That's how you get to $1 billion, guys. It's not rocket science. You put out a film that people want to go see again and again. That's why Star Wars was able to do the numbers that it did. Adjusted for inflation, Star Wars would have been just spooky big, especially since it ran all summer. The A New Hope, before it was called A New Hope, was just Star Wars. That film ran all summer and continued to run, I don't know, like contiguously for a year in some places. Crazy. Continuously, not contiguously. I tried to teach math to current high schoolers after school. Mistake. Yeah, man. I did a lot of volunteer work with things like that. I will tell you, after they switched to the new math, the Common Core garbage, I would teach the kids how to do the math so that they actually knew how to do it. And then I tried to figure out how to make it goofy, like the Common Core. And I was like, okay, just draw things at this point and show that to your teacher. Make little stick figures. I don't know. That math is dumb, and it's probably the worst way to teach or learn math. Um, you know, in life, you're not going to draw a diagram to figure out, what 8 times 8 is. You just, 8 times 8 divided by 2. You're not going to do that. It's just stupid. So, anyway, yeah. I couldn't imagine. Mike Myers is now doing political ads for the WEF. He looks like an old lesbian now. Yeah, I've seen that. I still love your hat. I'm gonna have to grab one of those. I've seen Austin. I doubt it. It's probably part of that political scheme. And if he is, I think he's going to find out there's not a lot of audience left for that. Naked Gun. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. I will say that Liam Neeson, if they really are going to honor the original Police Squad stuff, I think that it could be endless if it's really good and it's in the same spirit. And again, Liam Neeson is one of those guys that probably is the only one to get away with that kind of humor nowadays. I think it's going to go gangbusters. I think we're going to get back to, if that does perform well, we're going to get back to the everybody flipping off the woke garbage, and dunking on politically correct stuff, and you're going to start to see a progression back to where we have actual comedy and no fear. That's what we need, is fearless people now. Mark Fields for 2 more Culture Casino cash says, more one-off films. Death of a Unicorn is good. Yeah, I've been hearing great things. It just didn't perform the way it should have in the box office. But yeah, we need more of that. Slender Dad in the house. This is a fellow that knows something about film and video games. In fact, Slender Dad runs the gaming channel for the crew over at Ascendant Art. You should be watching that show. Yeah, it's weird to think what was normal back when we were kids. And there were still Stranger Dangers out there, folks. And that was the worst program ever for kids, was Stranger Danger. Get into a conversation about that on another day. Kaladin 910 says that was the second time in 10 years that cinema has burned down. I guess he just had enough. Yeah. If my business burned down, I'd be like, I'm done. Thanks, Jimmy Hook. Gotta bounce. See ya. Running with Skizzers says, Latchkey Kid was a bad thing when I was a kid. Mostly only one person worked. I was in a household with 2 incomes. Once the youngest got old enough to literally, take care of most things like walking, after that it was fine. Yeah, we can't be afraid of telling kids bad things could happen and why, and to be aware of their surroundings. Because, the trauma, you're traumatizing your children. I guess I've been through all kinds of trauma, and I'm fine. SWG Fries for 5. Culture Casino Cash says, how soon before the Minecraft sequel? I think they're probably already working on it. I've noticed that Legendary's bigger successes are in partnership with Warner Brothers and vice versa. Legendary is Chinese money. I don't know. Not sure if that has one thing to do with the other, but I know that it might save Michael DeLuca and Pan Abdi's job. We'll see. Oh, Tobak, I will say the word, let's get ready to rumble. Because I am. I'm over there on the green machine. Rumble. Yep. Ronan Bunny, good morning. Just woke up. Woke up quick at about noon. Sorry. Well, easy. Jan Monroe says, kids love it. Relatively cheap. Babysitting kids. Kids go see Minecraft and parents go see something worth seeing. Yeah. That just isn't anything in the theaters. Maybe Death of a Unicorn if you're into horror. You kind of got to get that same window of like run length. Oh, and that's the other thing. It's an hour and a half of a movie. It's an hour and 40 minutes with credits. So really with previews, you're locked into a 2-hour window for Minecraft, which means as an adult, you have a 2-hour window. And Caveat Ties says over on Rumble for $2 in Culture Casino Cash, I have the highest review of Minecraft on Criticless due to giving my family's review. Yeah, because I bet you the young folks were like, woohoo! Yeah, I'm sure. Pilgrim Media for 2 Culture Casino Cash says, if I'm a friend to everyone, am I friend or foe? Hard to say. Friend to everyone would mean that there are some people who are bad that you're friends with. So, I don't know. It's a good question and a good riddle. I wonder what the audience has to say. Sundowners Club, great friend, great channel. Look at this. Says, biggest video game of all time and every kid knowing the IP. I'm not surprised the first weekend global draw. Yeah, I was. But again, I thought this fad had fallen off. Apparently not. And you know what? I'm glad to be wrong. It's good to be wrong. Weatherman says, boom, boom. Weatherman gives another Culture Casino membership. Dr. Jill Powers, the wrench over here, got a membership over there on Rumble. Luke's here. Holla if you try teaching history to high school students. No, thank you. I played with the idea after I retired that I wouldn't just go full-time YouTube. I would try to do more of those kinds of things. I realized quickly that doesn't seem like the most amount of fun. They are not intellectually or emotionally equipped for middle school. Yeah. New math is inefficient and stupid. That's true. Culture Casino in the background. What? In the background, I am watching Batman 66, a episode with Julie Newmar as the original. Oh, she was the best Catwoman. Julie Newmar. Whew. Anyway. Ron's right. 32. There you go. Who else is out there? Ron is right. Says taught Common Core math for 2 years, and it's ridiculously simple. Okay, it's dumb, and there's going to be a half of a generation that's going to look like they're retarded. Tender Warrior 66 is out there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Common Core math, if you couldn't tell, but I appreciate teachers more than you can possibly imagine. I would say that teaching is one of the most thankless jobs out there, and I appreciate the people that do it. I appreciate the heck out of you. So don't get me wrong. Rod is right. We need good teachers, inspiring teachers, teachers that drive young people to learn and have a thirst for learning for the rest of their life. Very, very hard to do. Tom F is out there. Good to see you, Tom. Let's see. Mark Daly says, hello, Luke. Oh, all right. You guys are chatting back and forth. All right, let's move on. We got lots of stories to get to. I spent 40 minutes yammering about Minecraft. So let's move on, because Minecraft is going to really, really hurt one particular film. That's right. Snow White. It's going to fall out of the weekend's top 3. Minecraft's going to kick it in the teeth. It already is, actually. Marvin wrote this for That Park Place. After 2 rocky weekends, Snow White Remake is now projected to fall out of the top 3, landing in 4th place. Whew. Industry projections suggest Minecraft will steamroll its way to 100 million, well more than that, wildly exceeding earlier estimates of 50 to 60 million. I was thinking 65 million, but I'm glad I'm wrong. I'm going to keep saying that. There are times I'm wrong. I'm okay with it. Everybody should be. It's fine. There were a lot of outlets early on and critics saying it's the worst film of 2025 so far. In fact, that was one of the headlines on one of my 6-minute dailies this week. I am so glad that it was inaccurate. Audiences don't care. They love it. Meanwhile, Snow White is facing a 3rd weekend drop that could push it beneath not only Minecraft, but Jason Statham's flick, A Working Man, and faith-based phenomena, The Chosen, Last Supper Part 2. Last Supper Part 2, following Last Supper Part 1, is a combination of, I believe, 3 episodes of the streaming show, and it will probably do rather well. In fact, if you take a look at it, these are the projections. Minecraft, 92.5. I think it's going to be bigger than that. Working Man, 8 million. I think it'll be right about there. And The Chosen, Last Supper Part 2, 7.8 million. That puts Snow White at 6.7. I knew it was probably going to drop below 8 million for this 3rd weekend, and it did. And look at this. The Chosen Part 1 is going to earn 5.2 million. It's quite possible those two could flip-flop. Man, Snow White's just not good. Not good. For Disney, this would be catastrophic. Snow White launched just 42 million in its opening weekend, already below expectations for the studios accustomed to live action remake dominance. The second weekend dropped 66%, steep enough to raise eyebrows. Well, yeah. Even see, here's the problem. If you only earn 42.2 million at the box office in your first weekend, you are not anticipating a 66% drop. You're not even anticipating a 50% drop because that first number is so low. If it drops 50%, it's dropping to 21 million, and that would be unthinkable. But it dropped more. Very, very bad. So the film currently sits at a 10-day domestic total of 69, dude. Speaking of Mike Myers humor. And look, that's where it should have been. It's dead. It's dead. Snow White may do more than hang on. At this trajectory, Snow White may do more than fall out of the box office top 3. It could fail to reach $100 million domestic milestone. Wow. Wow. That's bad. It's very, very bad. RC, hello. Good to see you. Dengar Renegade. And hey, it's Latino Slant. He's calling me a goofball. He's right. I am. And there's Caveat Ties Rumble Rant about Criticless. Excellent. 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 There's Tom over on the Green Machine. Good to see you. Aurora Uplinks. What is up? Rumblefish. Great movie. Yes, it is. Short book. Barry On is here. I don't have latchkey kids. That would be a waste of time. They can be mining coal. That's true. That's what they did in Snow White. The little men. The miners. Disney should not talk about miners. Let's see what else. Keely Chow's out there. Roll Tide. Hola, amigos. Is Polly. Polly's been killing it. Killing it. Mad Anum. Mad Anum says old math sent us to space. New math cannot even make a bridge. Yeah. Jaco Ellers is out there. Good to see you, my friend. Hello. Hello, my friend. Hello. Lash is out there. This Snow White situation is not going to get better. Nor, you know what? Nor should it. Nor should it. And again, I do believe by the end of the day, Snow White loses $300 million. Yep. Oh, Crabden says, I cannot send a gifty. Well, I don't know. Maybe YouTube's punishing me. But Jillian H is here. A good morning to you, Jillian. We've missed you. And thank you. Thank you for being here. If you've noticed, a lot more names went green, which I think is great. Sorta a foodie. Awesome. I'm kind of a foodie too. Snow White. This destroys Captain Falcon. It actually does. Captain Falcon is just sad, considering the heights of the where Marvel had been. It is sad. That's right. Kids don't care if it's a bad movie. Kids only care if it's fun. Some of the movies I love are really bad movies, but they're fun to watch. Sure. I mean, you're talking to the guy who thinks Showgirls is a masterpiece. Prove me wrong. Ron, your story isn't lame. Okay? Everybody has a wonderful story within them, and usually it's their own life. So, and others can learn from it regardless. So there's that. Yeah, that's the other thing running with scissors I didn't mention. The Chosen, The Last Supper, Part 1 and Part 2 are in half as many theaters as these other productions. That makes their per theater average rather large if you take a look at it. So that's also true. Latino Slant is enjoying some sunny weather. Sunny weather. Mexican Iron Man. I get to see this guy. I get to see him. 46 months of friendship and love. And let's see how he expresses it in this particular member chat. This should be fun. I'm approaching 4 years on this channel and still no visit to my house. Hey, nor casino chips. Hey, why am I a high roller when I'm neglected like a mango cart on the side of the road? I like mangoes. I usually stop at the mango carts. How about you? But I usually do. Mikey, I not only are you getting your chips, you're also going to see me in person, I hear. Somebody spilled the beans. Spilled it. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Gamer Plush 17 is here. Says Disney got beat by video game movies twice. That's true. That's so very true. Wonderful observation. Krimlon. Good morning, Krimlon. Good to see you. Good to see you. If Toy Story 5 loses to Mario Movie 2, yeah, it'll be a hot mess. And it's quite possible it could. Quite possible. Quite possibly could. 58 million for Minecraft on Friday. I know, bro. It had almost $11 million pull on preview on Thursday night. That's amazing, dude. This thing is just way overperforming expectations. I'm excited. I like you said, not the best movie in the world, but we needed something like this, dude. I'm sure you'll agree. For all the dumb. Da-da-da. I'm scrolling, trying to catch up. John the Beagle Dad's out there. Good to see you. John, saying hi to Latino Slant. Latino Slant knows how to take care of its members. I've been promoting. Yeah. Mikey, stop being mean today, please. Cynthia Carter out there. Good Saturday morning, folks. Or evening if you're on the other side of the planet. Ben Larkin, well, I'm glad you're here, dear. I'm trying to get to Joseph Hayes here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. You're working and lurking. You know, I used to do that all the time. Most of my day was watching all these amazing channels on the tube while I was pretending to calculate things and sign contracts. Walter Tomaszewski says, hello, CC. Both Tupperware and Vlasic pickles. What? Went OOB due in Maine to the policies of Walmart. Vlasic only made a penny profit a jar. Rubbermaid couldn't afford its resin and got bought by Newell. Wow. Okay, so let's look at Walmart as more predatory than it was when Sam was alive. When Sam was called out for it, he took some measures to stop it. He also allowed for truckers to sleep overnight in parking lots because they were the ones that were getting the goods from place to place. They're that I'm telling you right now, um, Walmart needs a comeuppance. Need to find other places, mom and pop stores to shop. We need to get these small businesses back on their feet. And believe it or not, I'm going to say something that will be unpopular with some of you, but the tariffs are going to help do that. The hardship is going to be there. The 8% of people that are invested in the market are, going to have a little bit of pain. But as you've seen, food prices, in particular eggs, are leading the way downward. Fuel is going to become more readily available and less expensive. And living your life and the energy to live everybody's lives with that price being reduced will be better for you. Wouldn't it be nice to see things go down in price? Eric's in the house. Going to see him in less than 2 weeks. What's up, Eric? Oh, I need to talk to you about the hotel accommodations because they got switched, and I got to talk to you about it. Let's see. Captain Falcon can't be destroyed. Something has to be good before it can be destroyed. Mark Daly, you are correct. And there's the lovely Jillian H. gifting 5 Culture Casino memberships, turning those folks green. Jillian, you are terribly generous, and I appreciate that so very much. Look at that. Steve Lloyd went green, and many other folks. Mill City, look at this. Abby Normie. Amazing. Thank you very much, Jillian. You are incredible. All names green. That's right. Oh, and I found something we can react to, Jill. Jillian, please send me another email so that I can pick it out and get it out of the spam filter so I can get back to you. I really want to do this. I really want to react with some of you guys that are interested in doing like reaction content because, man, there's a lot of it. Release the McCracken. Hey, Robbie. Thanks for the video the other day. You did have the hair and beard going on, dude. But you have a very good reason for getting a haircut and a beard cut, my friend. A very good reason. Rob Altus, my pal, my buddy, friend of mine, 42 months of membership. My goodness. Mexican Iron Man. Just kidding, CC. All right. I got nothing for 42 months. Oh, I didn't read that part. I got nothing for 42 months, Mexican Iron Man. Just kidding, CC. That's right. If you show up at a meetup, you get a chip. But I'm actually mailing chips to Mikey. Although I should just wait another couple of weeks and just hand him to him in person. And film it. I should film that moment, Mike. Tina Beebe is here saying, good morning, all everybody. Good to see you, dear. All right, we need to move on. It's so much fun to say hi to everybody. You guys really, you're really killing it. I appreciate each and every one of you. We are part of a bigger group of culturians fighting for our right to enjoy pop culture and entertainment and our right to explain how things are failing. It will be amazing. It will be truly, truly amazing. Speaking of truly amazing things, something didn't beat the clock, and something wasn't going to beat the clock. In fact, if it didn't beat the clock this Saturday, it'd be gone. For some people, it was a great tragedy. For others, it was a Tuesday, or in this case, a Saturday. But guess what? The deadline for TikTok has been extended once again. Trump delays TikTok ban deadline again, saying deal requires more work with China. And it sounds like there are people stepping in to pick up the U.S. side of things, which is important if this needs to survive. Do you know, I asked a question yesterday, I believe, and it was this. Why isn't anybody, or maybe it was Thursday, why isn't any politician weighing in on this saying Trump can't do this, Trump shouldn't do this, because there was a generation that was swayed by the fact that this thing was preserved. You don't want to look like you're going against a generation that is trying to, influence their way into profitability and wealth. That's why TikTok is still out there. There are a lot of people on this app, a lot of Merkins. If we can strip out the security risks and everything else, then maybe it won't be too bad. But he's going to delay the enforcement of the law another 75 days to get the deal done. He posted that on Trump's social, which, believe it or not, is a competing platform. Says my administration has been working very hard on the deal to save TikTok. We've had tremendous progress. Now, I'm going to say it this way. Trump wouldn't be the only politician doing this. Okay. I think you'd have anybody in the White House trying to figure out how to make this thing stick around just in a more safe manner. I am looking at a April 5th deadline, which is today, and thinking if this had gone dark, you would have had all those voices crying out in pain and then nothing, silence. Alderaan would have exploded. It wasn't allowed to. So sometime in the middle of June, this will go dark if they can't get a deal done. I suspect they're going to get a deal done. A couple of parties weighed in right at the last minute, the last week. We'll see what happens to that. But national security threat, maybe, but just keep it out of government workers' hands and you're probably fine. And there are key matters to be resolved, ByteDance said. Any agreement will have to be subject to approval under Chinese law, which means China is going to have to agree to sell. Because any business, ByteDance included, is basically China extended. Because 50% of your business in China is China. That's the deal Disney made when they built a second theme park in China in Shanghai. They agreed to be a 50-50 partner or similar, maybe not exactly 50-50, but very close, with the Chinese government. So your Disney dollars is supporting China. I like them apples. Anyway, they're working on it. They're trying to get it done. This could actually happen. We'll see. June 18th is the date. And I think largely anybody who understands doesn't want the platform to go dark. So potential investors in TikTok include Oracle and BlackRock. Well, BlackRock's an evil entity. Oracle is not much better, but better than BlackRock. And other people interested in bidding for TikTok include Amazon, Frank McCourt, and Tim Stokely, who is the founder of the Lonely Friends platform that apparently is going to be dominated by AI. Not a story I'm going to cover here, but I'm going to try to get Comics Division to deal with it on Monday Meltdown. I think this is a perfect story for a group of guys to talk about. Because, it's a pretty balanced panel across the board of dudes that will have an opinion. All right. On that note, let's do this. Let's get out of this story and move forward with your thoughts. New show, 10:45 a.m. Eastern daily. Mexican Iron Man and Latino slant mom. To Friday every day. Culture, please redirect your entire audience. I always redirect to you, dude. Every day? Like today? Today? Judicon. What's going on, Judicon? All right. Mom to Friday? Yeah, I don't know if I understand this. Hang on. New show, 10:45 a.m. Eastern. That's my show. Oh, you're joking. Okay. I'm not going to redirect people to. No. And it's only on weekdays. I think that was a joke. Man, it's crazy. Why would I redirect my entire audience? I would have nobody watching. That's no fun. Anyway, let's move forward and say thank you to Liberty Hall's Cat for a Culture Casino membership going to a very wonderful human. Let's see. What else do we got out there? I think I saw a super duper chat flow through. Thank you, Liberty Hall's Cat, for the gifty. Much appreciated there. Aurora Uplinks, thank you, my friend, for 5 Culture Casino cash, saying, is it okay to mention I make Star Wars related content? Of course, please do. Yeah, of course. Aurora Uplinks, check it out. If anyone's bored, I did part of a Let's Watch of The Force Awakens. More to come. That's amazing. Guys, check out Aurora Uplinks. Congratulations. I did not know. And well done. You got to check out Aurora Uplinks. So there's that. Wait a minute. Caveat got kicked off, I guess. Don't know why. Went over to YouTube. What happened? I don't see a removal. I will check that out. That's crazy. I'll have to get to that in a moment. That's nuts. Somebody send me a DM about that so I make sure I get it done. All right, let's move on to another story since I'm totally lost with what's happening conversation wise, and we have another story to get to. I do not understand the appeal of Dancing with Smurfs. Okay, I just don't. The first movie was beautiful, but really, at the end of it all, there wasn't anything there. If you don't know what I'm talking about the Avatar franchise. I don't understand why people went to go see movie 2. I will not understand why they're going to go see movie 3. And as made a good point in the headline, Avatar Fire and Ash footage wows CinemaCon, but still no one can name a single Navi. I think that's true. I don't think, if pressed, anyone here could name one of these little blue things or tall, skinny blue things. You know, I don't. You know, the $1 billion Ghost franchise, indeed. Because what are you going for? I don't understand. So Cameron returned to the spotlight this week from New Zealand via satellite, unveiling the first film footage of Avatar for Fire and Ash. Billed as a major December release and one of the only releases Disney should see success from, although they're really just the distributor here. It's Lightstorm Entertainment for the film. They will get some revenue, of course, from the movie. They're already drawing praise from exhibitors impressed by the visuals and scale. Zoe Saldana appeared in person to introduce the clip, hyping up 2 new Navi clans and a more emotional journey for Jake and Natri, I guess. I don't know. Yes, those are their names because you probably forgot. There you go. I did. I don't know that anybody would remember. But as flashy as this presentation was, it leaves behind a question that has haunted the Avatar franchise for over a decade. How can a series make billions of dollars yet vanish from the cultural conversation the moment it leaves theaters? I asked the same question. How does something enter and leave the cultural zeitgeist depending upon when it's actually in theaters? How does that happen? Nobody I know goes back and watches the Avatar films, unless, like me, they may have a 3D copy on a 3D large screen television that I could appreciate the 3D effects. Other than that, what's there? I haven't turned on the 3D Blu-ray player in forever. So I haven't seen the first movie in a long, long time. And the second movie was unappealing to me. This third one, you know, doesn't seem good to me either. Fire and Ash has familiar beats. Of course they do. This is basically retelling Fern Gully multiple times with just more emotional hooks and, improved visuals. I'm not I'm not super excited about this. It's a franchise built on diminishing returns. So the first Avatar was a long time ago. It's 2025. The first Avatar was 2009, made 2.9 billion global, the highest grossing film of all time, thanks to multiple releases because James Cameron is a sore loser, which I agree. The Way of Water pulled 2.3 billion worldwide. But it's 600 million less than the original. There are going to be 5 entries in this. So we have Fire and Ash coming up, and then 2 more after that. It's going to be like Star Wars, diminishing returns the IP. Domestically, the drop was very sharp. The first film, 785 million in the US. The sequel, 684. Again, these are huge numbers, something to be just super crazy excited about. But at the same time, why are people watching this stuff? And why does it go and disappear? This is a great article written by Marvin Montanaro over on that place, that Park Place. Do go check it out. It is a VIP article. This is one I wanted to show you, not read through entirely, because there's a reason to be a VIP over there. Some of these articles have in-depth opinions. Some of them have in-depth business weight on them. The VIP section is you actually, if you watch the pro show live, you may be given a VIP membership for free. But it is worth it, and this article is brilliant, so you will want to check that out. I also think that I don't understand Avatar. Someday I'm gonna have to sit down with Jay and have him explain it to me. Wonderful Six loves Avatar. That's cool. I just don't know much. I don't know. What's the hold? What's the hook? What keeps you there? I don't know. The attractions at Disney World at the Animal Kingdom are, well, one is great and the other is boring as heck. It's a terrible, terrible representation of the boat ride, which was supposed to be much longer than it is now. It's an entirely other conversation, I guess, but it is what it is. Weatherman drops 5. Culture Casino Cash over here says, I wasn't impressed with Avatar except the CGI. The story was boring, and I have no interest in any continuing story. Yeah, I get it. I don't understand. Jay loves it. Aurora Uplink says, it's like the Terminator 2 and Titanic. James Cameron sticks to the theaters like a master showman. He could do more if he wanted, but he keeps it focused. I guess. I don't know. I still don't get it. Dark Hierophant has a weighty opinion here. Fire and Asp. Speaking of which, I'm going to play Assassin's Creed Shadows later today, probably after Salty Nerd is done. So keep an eye out on that gameplay. It's the game channel. Shrike 1988 says, you're supposed to care about the aliens because the mean humans, but I'm humanity first. Me too. Let's see. Victor Fontaine reminds me, you'd have to ask Drunk 3PO why people are Avatar fans. He's a big fan. I know. We've talked about it. I just don't get it. Phil Metzger is in the house, says, I only watched the first one and didn't watch it again. It was enough for me. Now I'll only ride the ride instead. I know. The best part of it is the ride at this point, right? Flight of Passage. And I still think they wasted the ride system because, believe it or not, that ride system has the capability of being on a track and moving around in a large space. So if you think the attraction building for that is big as it is, it could have been even more massive. Also, you didn't get the up and back roller coaster that was supposedly planned for that land. So there's that. Avatar is the real never ending story, I guess. Mad on him. Yeah. What did somebody say Latino bland? I don't know. That's not very nice. Being mean to Polly. Ram Bam 3000 says the Na'vi clearly don't understand that humans have enough firepower to get rid of their whole planet. That's true. To laser their whole planet down to bedrock and leave it a glowing radioactive cinder. Well, we can't hope to defeat these aliens. That's maybe true. Lasher, Avatar 1 was okay, but the sequel took so long to come out, I just didn't care anymore. Yeah, that was the majority of the audience. When YouTubers hate on James Cameron, which I don't, it comes across as jealousy. I'm not jealous of James Cameron. He made a lot of great things that I love. True Lies is still one of the best films ever in my eyes. Terminator 2, fantastic. No hating on James Cameron. I don't get the movie. No, I didn't say anything like that. And perhaps you're referring to in a broader terms as YouTubers, but culture gets the movie. Culture doesn't understand the staying power of the movie and why the hype around it ebbs and flows. That I don't understand. Assassin's Apollo's Creed. Oh, by the way, in the game, I just got to the Yasuke part, and I still haven't played him more than I've been forced to. So I would love to be able to complete the game having not to use Yasuke at all, but there apparently are 3 villains that you have to use him for. So there you are. And there's no nuance to his smash, poke smash gameplay. Oh, Grazer Gamma Ray Laser. Oh, I didn't know that, but thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to tell you that's bad. Wait. Polly says mean things to you like Snow Job? All right. I don't get its appeal. I mean, I could break down the storyline and the plot. Humans bad, blue guys good. Environmental protectionism. Tron Ares trailer just hit. Looks sick. It better. The minute they hired Jared Leto, I immediately discounted what value it would have. I hope it's good. I really do. I'm not sure I needed to bring Tron to the real world. There were tales to tell back in the digital world, but it is what it is. Anyway. That story is great. You should check it out over on That Park Place in the VIP section. It's worth it, I assure you. let's do a little. I wasn't going to cover this story, but I think I'm going to because we are running out of time rapidly. I'm looking at the clock going, oh no. Got 45 minutes. Let's hit it regardless of the fact that may push viewers away in the future because I'll be downgraded for this on the tube, I would imagine. But the Diddy line, the storyline moves on. His court case keeps getting deeper and deeper. The feds are bringing more stuff, invading his private sex life. Yay. So, for the second time in as many months, Diddy has been indicted on criminal charges by the Department of Justice, heading toward a trial next month. Could see the Grammy winner in prison for the rest of his life, found guilty by a jury. The 55-year-old on Friday lashed out at the feds once again, claiming the latest superseding indictment that they're trying to turn his kinky, intimate life into crimes. Dude, you recorded people that didn't know they were being recorded, and you did those things. These tapes are going to be, they're explosive, I would imagine. We'll have to see where it all ends. But these are not new allegations or new accusers, said a spokesperson for the Bad Boy Record founder, Mark Agnifilio. Agnifilio. And Terry Garagos led legal team and said that two of the charges that have raised the total charges against Combs to 5. These are the same individuals, former long-term girlfriends who were involved in consensual relationships. This was their private sex life defined by consent, not coercion. I guess they're going to have to prove that, or at least disprove, or at least bring doubt into the jury's mind. Out of luck on 3 occasions, trying to get out of being incarcerated at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, Combs already delayed the trial. The delayed trial is set to start May 12th. A second indictment handed down by a grand jury March 6th that included forced labor claims superseded the original indictment in September when the much accused Combs was arrested by LAPD and federal officials in the New York City hotel lobby. The first indictment included one claim of racketeering, yikes, trafficking for intimacy, and transportation to engage in selling oneself for intimacy. Combs has previously denied all charges and backed up in part by a quickly settled $30 million attack and abuse suit, and more from victim 1, aka former girlfriend Cassie Ventura. The government claims Combs and his inner circle coerced women into marathon intimate encounters called freak-offs, featuring male and female people that can be bought for their bodies. The pharmaceutical usage and threats of, harm and imprisonment in hotel rooms where the action was staged and videotaped. There you go. Those videotapes are going to be the bad, bad thing. Look at the room of people that did a bad, bad thing. Of course, that was a fashion awards. It's not a white party. Not a white party like in the end of Snow White. Anyway, so this is coming to or will be coming to an end here this summer. We'll all bear witness, I would imagine, to some crazy, crazy things. Let's see what you guys think about the Diddly Man. Mark drops a super duper, says, Avatar, a feast for the eyes, but a famine for the brain. Wow. They should call it Screensaver the movie. Woo! That's strong criticism, my friend. Ron says Tron Ares could be great, but I have bad vibes coming from it. I love Tron. The second film was fine, albeit didn't end great, but still, I'm a huge Tron fan. Plus, the soundtrack's great. This time, it's going to be done by Trent Reznor, so it should be good. Ron says the Diddler is going to do 6 months in Club Fed and then will vanish to his island. I don't know. Terrence Howard did PBD. Really? Patrick Bet David podcast talking about the Diddler wanted to do him. Yikes. Did not need to know that. Wild stuff. Yeah, I think Tina Bibi, the concern is there that there could be a situation where he's no longer with us. Jillian H says, well said. Even the feast for the eyes is more like fast food. Woof. 6, you hope the tapes don't leak. Yeah, I think that would or could be very, very bad. Why is CC talking about Snow White again? I'm talking about the white parties, guys. The white parties. Yeah, a lot of people here. Hey, the Wild Manny Evan is here. This reminds me of the seventh Heaven Dad actor and his stuff. Saw the HBO special documentary on him. He got off scot-free. Yeah, let's not do that. Hey, Carl's back. Says, will they actually book him this time? Guess we'll wait and see. I'm interested to see what happens here. Yeah, I'm always at a loss for words when discussing this. I mean, I like to speak plainly, but the last time I did, I got immediately demonetized. There's like 10 or 12 words that are just tough for the algorithm, let's say. All right, Kevin, I will take a look at it after the stream, my friend. That's crazy. Rumble stream shut down. There's no way possible. I didn't change anything. There's no reason for that unless they're having problems. I didn't end it. Still shows live to me. Wild. Chat has been disabled. That's weird. Oh man, okay. Well, Rumble took me down then. They didn't want me to talk about that. That's really weird. Stops at 46.08. That's insane. I didn't change anything, guys. The stream isn't live anymore. That was Rumble's doing, or they got hacked. So, yeah, it got cut off. All right. Apparently, I'm going to go have to solve a problem over on Rumble, which is going to end this show prematurely. Fortunately, there's more to go and see. Salty Nerd Podcast starts in half an hour. And there's that. Oh, you guys saying Rumble crashes a lot? Okay. Well, maybe I won't go and see. I'll check it out later. But I am going to have to figure out why we have people that got cut off. Phil Mutzker says, yeah, talking about the diddly at the end of Snow White. By the way, see a AI generated Samuel L. Jackson trailer. Oh boy, I bet you that one's great. All right, well maybe we'll keep going then. We're uplinked for 5. Culture Casino Cash says, you know what would be interesting if they finally did a Matrix movie where the machines and humans were living beside each other outside VR world. That would be interesting. I don't know that they would do that, but that would be interesting. Yeah, it must be a glitch. All right, well, I'll take a look at it when we're done. Star Wars is amazing. I agree with you. Star Wars is amazing. Yeah, the Rumble app crashed. Okay, all right. You guys freaked me out. I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, it'd be different if I did something wrong. I'm, yeah, it's just gone. It's like it just ended. See ya. Bye then. Crazy stuff. Phone's blowing up. Hang on. Somebody may tell me what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. I thought you meant Star Wars. That's what I thought. Star Wars is amazing. I didn't do anything wrong. Good. Okay. It's weird when apps crash. Yes, it is. Weird. All right. We got away from the diddler. You know, Batman's worst enemy, the diddler. And let's get moving. We got let's talk about something positive, okay? Because I like theme parks. Some of you like theme parks. In fact, some of you know me for theme parks. Let's get into a conversation about theme parks. Like Epic Universe. Because Epic Universe has Danny Elfman composing the music for the Dark Universe area. That's amazing. First of all, I'm so very excited for this theme park. I think it's going to be awesome. More Harry Potter, more Nintendo, more How to Beat Your Dragon. I mean, How to Train Your Dragon. And the Celestial Park itself. This is going to be one of the coolest places on Earth, and with plenty of room to expand. But Danny Elfman is going to give you his decades-long career experiences making dark music in that theme park. So, Dark Universe itself is highly anticipated. The animatronics are incredible. From the monster catalog with Dracula, the Wolfman, and the Mummy, you'll be seeing them in a way you've never seen before. The exteriors of the facades are incredible. The interiors of the rides are amazing. And Elfman's score will play a crucial role in shaping the land's haunting yet thrilling atmosphere. The nighttime area for this is going to be extraordinary. But he says in an interview, When I got the call from Universal to work on the music to their new Dark Universe, I was, to say the least, more than up for it. It was such a treat working on this project. Not only did I get to work with a great bunch of enthusiastic, creative people, but I got to travel back to my own childhood and revisit my original aspirations. And while the attractions are all unique and original, they use characters that I have loved my whole life, such as Universal film legends Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, and the Mummy. They show up at different times throughout the park experiences. I felt both honored and energized to have been chosen for this wonderful project. I hope you, the listener, feel that I did it justice. I'm going to tell you right now, super stoked. Super stoked. Elfman's soundtracks have been, well, the beginning and end of many films for me. The 89 Batman soundtrack. At that point, Elfman was only known for Oingo Boingo. And from that point forward, he created some of the greatest cinematic audio ever. He really does give you that. It's going to be great. I have to look for the soundtrack on YouTube. It would be great to listen to the score. I know. Yeah, Dead Man's Party. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Yeah, I love it. Love it. Yeah. Thank you, Weatherman. You are amazing. Much appreciated, my friend, for all the gifties. I'm sorry you still have the continuous headache. I hope you get it taken care of soon. And you get some rest. Let's see. JB says, I want to go here so bad. And I don't like theme parks. I do too. Man, I'm so excited. It'll be a lot of fun. John Carpenter, better composer than filmmaker. Discuss? No, I disagree, but he does make great music. So, no. Danny Elfman is okay, but John Carpenter is top notch. Mondo Bizarro says, I think I'm just going to say I'm looking forward to the soundtrack because I can't say a negative thing about John Carpenter. I still think he's a better filmmaker than anything else. But you can find this story over on That Park Place as well. And you might want to. There's more to read there. A little bit of insight into that specific area and what the sights and sounds will be. Raven Redgrave did a great job on the article. Yeah, John Carpenter is one of the best filmmakers ever. Can't lie. Amelia Clark's Scroll Arm says, I only saw They Live recently. What an amazing film. Yeah. True story. Do I want to cover the tariffs? I don't think so. I think that'll create a divide in the audience because there are some people out there who are not really versed in what the market's doing right now. And I don't want to create some animosity between all of us. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to gather, not divide. I love you all. I'll just say Hollywood's none too thrilled with tariffs. They think it's going to harm their industry. I don't know how. But hey, not for me to guess. What I will guess is there's a lot to this story, and there's some great YouTubers behind it. You see, Sweet Baby Inc. was reportedly dropped by Sony as gaming giant is canceling several projects with SBI involvement because they're trying to leave the DEI behind. A lot of companies are recognizing that BlackRock may be the next significant target of the current administration, and they're going to go after BlackRock for not only DEI, but ESG and other things that have nothing to do with improving your performance of your money in various markets and retirement programs. But it's been a long time coming, according to Marvin. But it looks like the industry may finally be waking up, according to a verified insider speaking with Gothic Therapy. That's right, our good friends over there. They've been doing great work, Master TDS and Writing Raven. Sony is allegedly begun canceling contracts specifically involving the controversial narrative consulting firm Sweet Baby Inc. The insider, who's provided accurate information to Gothic Therapy, hosts Master of the TDS, and Writing Raven in the past, claims these weren't random cuts. They were deliberate, targeted terminations in development projects that Sweet Baby Inc. embedded in them. So you can watch the whole video here. It is worthwhile. The Master of the TDS, Writing Raven folks who I've met personally on multiple occasions, they're wonderful humans, are really putting our efforts into following up on some really tough industry topics like this one. If true, this could mark a significant turning point in what has become known online as Gamergate 2. Well, no, I mean, it may have been becoming known as that, but Gamergate involved the terrible practices of a group of journalists that were exchanging physical contact for information, amongst other things, that really somehow involved people pointing out that they were literally engaging in illicit acts in order to get information, calling out the game journalism for what it was. And apparently the gamers were to blame to that, not the people who were doing the illicit activities or morally questionable activities in order to receive stories. Access media, indeed. So, anyway, the rising backlash against forced narratives, identity politics, and game development and shadowy consultants who reshape beloved franchises to serve as political messaging is really what Gamergate is now, at least Gamergate 2. Writing Raven is a contributing writer to that Park Place under the name Raven Redgrave. So there's that. Sweet Baby Inc.'s grip on the gaming may be slipping. Yeah, because now that we find out that they were part of a council that could greenlight their own tax-paid funding through a French system, we realized that there really was no legitimacy behind anything that they've ever done ever. And that Kim Bellar is basically one of the most reprehensible humans ever involved in trying to change gaming into something less interesting for gamers to pad her own wallet or pockets or whatever. So from The Squad Kill the Justice League to Spider-Man 2, their fingerprints have been all over scripts, character arcs, and tone. And because of which those games didn't do well. You have to consider a lot of stuff that was released and then shortly canceled went through their fingertips as well. They are centering the bologna sausage of marginalized voices, but gamers have repeatedly pointed out that what they're really doing is homogenizing content, gunning in of risk, edge, and authenticity in favor of bland moral structures and identity checklists. Yeah, identity politics. Kim Ballar even told a story about starting Sweet Baby Inc. because she was upset that gamers had a choice in their protagonist in titles like Mass Effect 2, citing a desire to have everyone experience her specific choices. Again, limiting the gaming. Again, another wonderful story put together with great effect and covering the wonderful coverage by the folks over at Gothic Therapy. Do check out their channel. They are friends. Reported as rumor, but based in fact, I think this is a good story to talk about. Sweet Baby is part of a lot of other entities or in partnership with a lot of other entities. And when identified, those other entities all of a sudden disappear. SBI is, well, got a bad reputation and it's fallen over to all these other consulting companies for good reason because people don't want this stuff in their video games. We didn't want it in movies and television either, but it got there and stayed for a while. And maybe now we're just digging out from underneath that. Ron says Sweet Baby Inc. is a cancer on the brain of the cancer industry, which it is killing. Yeah, it's true. Very, very true. Sweet Baby sounds like internet sites that no one should ever visit under penalty of prison. I agree with you, Putin's cat. Post poke. We are in the slop generation now, as no one knows how to write a good story anymore. Well, they can hire me and almost any other, commentary tuber out there. I mean, we come up with great ideas on Midnight's Edge all the time. Paul Chatto is a walking idea box. I think we have plenty of people. They just need to be recognized and put to work on things. Very upset about what happened with Rumble today. Guess that happens. I actually have a package of bologna sausage as a as an emoji. I don't know if it's still there, but it might be. I think Swift -1 may have found it. I did that very early on. Bologna chorizo. There you go, Polly. Oh man, no kidding. I should probably start saying that. Bologna chorizo. Yeah, Writing Raven and Gothic Therapy do good work. Yep. Yeah, Master of the TDS has been on this since the very beginning. One of the few of us that were just tracking it. So Rumble sucks, says Mexican Air Man. I kind of like it. But Ron writes says Echo Chamberlain is a Kiwi, and we have been struggling this cultural. I would imagine the last word there was garbage. Chorizo con huevos. That's right. Chorizo and eggs. I'm hungry now. Why are you doing that? I'm gonna go make breakfast burrito. Technically, bologna is a sausage, so you know. It has a casing and everything. That piece around the outside. Oh, R.I.P. Richard Chamberlain. Yeah, he just passed away. So sad. So influential. The original Shogun, I still think, is a masterpiece. So, yeah. Well, I'm out of things to go through, believe it or not. Since skipping the conversation about tariffs, I went through all the stories, all the segments, only to come to the realization that I'm just grateful you're all here. Later today, I will be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows for your amusement and my suffering. And hopefully, I will wrap that up in a few days. So check out that game place later today. If you're not already subscribed, that game place on YouTube is the combination of that park place and video gaming in one place to get news and information about what's going on in the gaming industry and to watch people suffer live. Video games that never should have been made, like Assassin's Creed Shadows. We recently had someone play the terrible Veilguard game, and before that, another Ubisoft game, Star Wars Outlaws. So 3 consecutive terrible games in a row. We will eventually get around to playing good things, I promise. Speaking of promises made, promises kept, try to get every single super chat. And JPS for 5 Culture Casino cash says, let me get this straight. Sweet Baby Inc. was started because some crazy lady wanted everyone to experience the FemShep and Jacob romance. Gross. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if you play as male or female Shep. I love those games to this day and will still keep playing them despite, this being the instigating incident for Crazy Kim Balar and all of the people that followed behind. The so-called marginalized people. Anyway, thank you, JPS. You're amazing. All right, we've got to get going. R.I.P. Val Kilmer. I'll be your Huckleberry. Larry, the name's so nice. You say it twice, Larry. You're off. Next, immediately redirected to Salty Nerd Podcast, which starts in 15 minutes. Stick around over there, send some chats. Tell everybody this is where you came from. Hashtag Culture Raid. And I appreciate each and every one of you Culturians. I need to get back to a productive day, which means I got to figure out what videos to make for this upcoming week. On that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. For real.
Oh, the culture had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm we had a cock, E-I-E-I-O. With a cock here and a cock there. Here a cock, there a cock, everywhere a cock. Oh, the culture had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Oh, the culture had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm we had a cock, E-I-E-I-O. With a cock here and a cock there. Here a cock, there a cock, everywhere a cock. Oh, the culture had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.